Hello there. I hope you had a really good day today. I hope that it wasn't too hot and that it wasn't a rainy day. I record these ahead, so I'd never know what the day will be like ahead of time. But one thing I do know has to do with some of the stories in the Bible, which is that people were really glad that Jesus was born, and they still are. And a lot of people were very happy to welcome him when the time came. And one of those people we're going to hear about, well, actually, we're going to hear about a couple of those people today. Here's a picture of one of them. I kind of like the picture. It's a man named Simeon. And he was an older man, and he had a white beard. I like that. So, and I have more hair than it shows him having hair. So there. Anyway, when Jesus was born, not long after that, Mary and Joseph took Jesus to the temple in Jerusalem. They were in Bethlehem, so it wasn't that far away. And they were going to go to the temple and take him with them and say thank you to God and pray for God's help, that they could raise him and do a good job taking care of him, because here's this little tiny baby they have to take care of. And if you've ever had a little tiny baby in the house, you know that they take a lot of work. They can't do much for themselves. They can't do anything for themselves. And Mary and Joseph knew that this was a big responsibility. And so they took the baby to the temple. And when they walked in, there was an old man named Simeon who was in the temple that day. And Simeon knew, he'd been told that he was going to live long enough to see God's son. And he'd been living a long time, and maybe he was wondering if it was going to happen or not. Well, when Simeon saw Jesus, it clicked. He said, "This is it. This is the one." He went over and he said hello, and they put Jesus into his arms, and he said, "All of my life, I've been waiting for this child to come." There was a woman there whose name was Anna, and she was sort of in the same position, and she saw Jesus, and she went over and she said, "This is the one. This is the kid we've all been waiting for." And they were both very, very happy. In fact, Simeon said something that stuck with the writers of the Bible. He said, "I can die happy now." Here he was. He'd lived all of his life, and the best thing in his entire life was that he got to meet Jesus. And a lot of times, a lot of people will say that the best day out of their entire life, and that includes often a lot of really good days, best day in their life was when they really felt Jesus with them and got to know about how much God loved them. And that was the thing that made them happier than anything else ever in their entire life. So Simeon praised the baby Jesus, and he sang a sweet song to him and told Mary and Joseph that, this Jesus that they were in charge of, he was going to be the Savior of the whole world. That was great. But it probably left Mary and Joseph feeling very responsible. Has anybody ever put you in charge of somebody else? Said, take care of somebody? Maybe it isn't even a person. Might be your dog or your cat. Might be your goldfish. And you have to remember to take care of them and do all the things that go along with taking care of somebody or something else. And here was God saying to these people, "Here's my son. You take care of him." It was more than just a short little babysitting job. I mean, this was going to be who knows how long. They didn't know how long, but they knew that God trusted them, and they wanted to do a good job. So it kind of helped to have Simeon and Anna say, we're happy too. We're happy for you. Kind of like it helps to have grandparents around, or a great aunt or an uncle, somebody like that can help out too. And that's what God was doing to help Jesus grow up well, putting people around him who cared. And they were all happy to take part. So tonight, as you get ready for bed, as you say your prayers, maybe there's somebody who's like your parents' parents, or maybe there's a teacher that somebody that they look up to, and somebody that's helpful to them. Maybe you can say a special prayer saying thank you to God for them, or maybe even better, you can get to know Jesus a little better and ask him to be with you. And that'll make a very, very happy day. I hope today's the day for you. If not, it'll come sooner or later. And I'm happy for that. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.